Hey, welcome to episode 42, How Working with a Coach Can Improve All Aspects of Your Life. I'm Donna Nelson, a holistic empowerment coach and conscious leadership coach. And tonight I'm excited to talk to you about coaching. So I wanted to bring this up as many of the things that I share here on this Rooted in Wisdom series are things that come from conversations that I've had during the day, either with colleagues or with potential clients or with my clients. And so coaching and the topic of coaching and how coaching can make an impact in someone's life and help really make a huge improvement in all areas. I wanted to come on and talk about it just a little bit because as I was talking with one of my colleagues today, she has um, is a I'll say is a trained psychotherapist and is now a coach. And she does a lot of the same stuff that I do with my clients. And we were just talking about how, often people will spend years, I mean, decades. I've had clients that have spent decades in therapy and simply because they needed someone to talk to have their voice heard, to and because they were having these challenges that they just could never work past. And so she was just saying how, when she was practicing and what she has seen as a psychotherapist is that people, the the idea of therapy is designed to keep people in therapy forever, and which is why she was passionate about becoming a coach and really helping people have transformational experiences, which is exactly why I'm a coach, to help people have transformational experiences, to get more attuned to their authentic self, to become more of who they are designed to be. And really, in in my work, I mean, the whole basis of my work is introducing people to who they are at their best, helping bring out the best of that individual. And most of us don't really know what that is because we have a lot of blocks that have been created based on our beliefs and our experiences, maybe the way people have treated us or the stories, the dialogue that goes on in our head. And it's hard for us to see these um, extraordinary qualities that we have and these capacities and potentials that we have because of what is blocking us. And that's a lot of what we were talking about today. How do we break through those blocks to bring out that best in an individual? And coaching is designed to do that. So I'm not going to do a comparison between and make this a comparison between psychotherapy or counseling and coaching, but I want to talk specifically about coaching. Coaching is designed to help someone solve their problem and get them from point A to point B. So when people come to me, usually it looks something like this. Their exterior world looks perfect, right? They might have the fancy cars and the fancy watches, the high, paying executive job, all the animals and children and spouses and all the things are lined up and, look wonderful, right? Look at their, social media timeline and everything looks great, except on the inside, they feel like a hot mess because they are, because they don't do a good job of taking care of themselves. But also, it's this other clutter, these things that about ourselves that we haven't healed over time. And now we have piled on a series of decisions and lifestyle that has contributed or exaggerated the challenges even more. And so regardless of what someone comes to me for, right? It could be I'm struggling to grow my business to the next level, and I know that it's me, but I don't know how to be a better leader, or I don't know how to get my team to respect me, or I don't know how to get buy-in, or am I even doing the right thing? So having someone to help figure that out, right, is very helpful, and it will get you going further, faster. And so the key aspect here is it doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to start a business, wants to grow a business, fix a business. Um, it all comes back down to the individual. So whoever that leader is where the challenge is going to be fixed. And that sometimes is what I see when, because sometimes people will come to me and say, just in a conversation, saying they think they need to hire a business coach. And I'll try not to roll my eyes because I know most of the time they don't need a business coach. If you have a business, you probably already know how to run your business, but it's our lack of innovation. It's our lack of creativity. It's our cluttered up mind that doesn't allow us to see the solutions, to have that clarity. So, and yes, a business coach might be able to help with that, but if they're not trained in a way of helping people do the inner work so they can come up with the solutions on their own, then they've created this dependency. And the individual has not learned how to solve their own problems. So I don't solve anyone's problems. I help them figure out how to solve them on their own. So coaching is designed to help you get from point A to point B faster, move you further faster by helping you do this inner work to get through all of these blocks, whether they're mindset, whether they're emotional blocks, whatever. And so often what's happening when I'm working with people is that I'm seeing, so the idea of bringing out the best in an individual means that they're not living their true self. And I heard someone say it takes a lot of energy to not be yourself. And I remembered that as I was thinking about, sharing this with you tonight, because we all know it, right? We've been in scenarios where we've put on the face, right? I mean, and I mean it could be like, not that you're really a pretentious person, but it could be somebody just pissed you off, or you just had a fight with your spouse, and now you're going into a meeting or hanging out with your kids or whatever it could be, and you're putting on the face, right? The smile and pretending everything is great, nothing is wrong. That takes a lot of energy. When people live not aligned with their truth, inauthentically, not being themselves, whatever that looks like every day, that takes a lot out of us. And it looks like people pleasing. It looks like when we're not ourselves, we're people pleasing, we're manipulating, we're constantly in this state of negotiation because we have these needs that aren't met, and we're constantly grasping to have them met, playing on the defense, and as a result, being more reactive to things. So when we're doing, or even isolating uh, to protect ourselves. Um, so, so being more authentic to ourselves is doing a couple of things, and a coach is going to help you with this. And that is helping you get clarity by releasing a lot of the stuff that is keeping you feeling not like yourself. And if you're like me for a long time, I don't even know what the hell that was. I was so not myself for so long because I was hung up in these roles and just the doing and the surviving, that I was totally not even in tune with that. Um, so it takes some work to do that. And coaches are able to bring all of those beautiful qualities out of an individual and help them get more clear on what they really want to do and how they want to do it. So I was talking to someone else today, and we were talking about something in their business. And I really have a passion for business. That's why I love working with entrepreneurs and leaders of businesses. So while generally aren't coming to me to fix anything in their business or whatever, it always, of course, comes up. And I'm pretty creative in seeing solutions and helping them solve those dilemmas, because it's usually something within them. And so when we were talking today, you were telling me about, oh, the bitch was, um, uh, I can't even leave the office, because I just have to be there, to push everything through or to take care of everything. And which is just a story someone tells themselves, right? But it also could be that you've not trained your staff to be independent. You've, again, because of your own um, needs, we create people who need us, right? So we limit their independence. So we don't want them to know everything or too much, or we create these hard rules and guidelines about you can't spend, over $500 without checking with me, or some ridiculous thing, or no decision, no purchase orders, or nobody gets time off without checking with me. And well, then, yeah, you're not going to have any freedom in your business. So again, when we come back to what is the root of that problem, that is not a business problem. That is a leadership problem. So what is the issue within the leader of the organization that we need to have this kind of thing going on that is not in the best interest of the organization? Conscious leaders would never run an organization that way, because they want their people to be creative, they want them to be innovative, they want them to be able to grow, and they want them to be independent thinkers. Um, so, uh, so of course, I'm not going to let that one off the hook, right? So in talking about that, we realized, like, in that conversation, like, what the real problems were, right? It wasn't like, oh, I'm having a shitty day because I'm trying to not be in the office today, but yet I guess I have to be there to get stuff done. That is not the problem. And so when you hire a coach, they're able to help you see that, how to fix that, how to do it quickly so that your business can run smoothly and you're not wasting resources like time, and time is money, and therefore you can't work on new projects or get other things done when we're following up on communication issues and troubleshooting problems that people should have been able to do on their own. So those are just some reasons why you should be hiring a coach. And if you're thinking, um, oh, there's things going on in our business. I hear this in sales businesses a lot as well, right? So it's not a sales problem, right? It's a people problem. And it's always a people problem because sales is people and people sell things. So if that's not working, it's the individual. And it may not be the salesperson, it may be the sales manager. And if it's the sales manager, then that means it's also the leader at the top. I have this saying, I don't know where, I've been saying it so long, I say it all the time: the fish rots from the head down. If there's a problem in a family, in an organization, in a business, it's a leadership problem. And so, how do we as coaches help those leaders fix their dilemmas within themselves? It starts with the person at the top of the organization, and then there can be more support within the organization, with the team, with the clients, whatever, offering more support more broadly. But the main thing that I wanted to say about the coaching is that if you want to move further faster, hire a coach. If you have dilemmas in your life that keep repeating themselves, these patterns, and somehow you think that time is going to resolve them, you're wrong, because they're patterns. And patterns don't change unless the pattern changes. And people don't change patterns without help, usually, because they're so ingrained in neural connections in our brain that they become automatic. And it requires getting to a deeper understanding of why that's happening, but also then getting to that subconscious and creating new patterns and having some accountability around that. So most of us are not going to change these ingrained patterns on our own. And mostly we don't even recognize them as patterns that can even be changed. So I remember one of my the participants in one of my grouping programs, and she had said in her feedback in her testimonial after the course was saying how she didn't even realize that the things she believed stemmed from her early childhood upbringing. And then she didn't, and the second piece of that was didn't even realize until she had gone through my course that she could even change them, that she even had a choice about that. And that's what I mean about us not even recognizing our own patterns. And so so if you're finding you're stuck in some way or you're not feeling your best, you know that there's more for you and you just don't know what it is that you need to change or you don't know how to change it, then you should invest in a coach. And it doesn't have to be forever. But certainly if you're running, as an executive leader and you're running a big organization, and especially in this day and age with a lot of pressure of so many things, chronically changing, you should have one on board all the time, somebody that has your back, somebody that can be a sounding board for you, someone that can help you brainstorm ideas and help you figure out how to solve these silly little problems quickly instead of just piling on the stress. Stress has a negative impact on our health. There's no reason to pile on the stress because you don't know how to solve a problem, or because you think it's your people. And it might be your people, but your reaction to your people is hurting you and it's hurting your business. So having a coach that is skilled in modalities that can get you to calming your body, doing the inner work, and having some real meaningful strategies for being more resilient, expanding your capacity to cope with things, and opening up, not just your heart to have maybe some empathy and compassion for what's going on with your team that they might not be producing, but also your own consciousness for your own clarity so that you can solve your own dilemmas more effectively. So I was going to drop a link and I totally forgot. So I'll find one. I was going to I am doing an invite. So if you want to have a conversation to see if coaching is right for you, if coaching with me is right for you, then usually if you don't go to my website, because if you do, there's a link and I charge $100 for that conversation. So, but I'm going to drop a link so that you can, if you're listening to this video, you can book a call with me at no charge, and just a conversation. What's your problem? What do you want to, where do you want to go? And see how I can help you, if I can help you, and then talk about how we can move forward in that way. So I'll drop that link in the comments, or and I'll put it in the top of the post as well. So all right, hope that was helpful for someone, because people ask all the time about coaching or they think that it's not right for them, but I encourage you to have a coach to help you work through something, at least on a temporary basis, so that you can be more of who you are to be your best. All right, good night.